Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. We're going to use the Mythic Tarot here for your reading. I can hear Elton John's song playing in the background. I'm trying to think what it's called. I'll think about it as we're going. Philadelphia Freedom, because I can hear the shine a light. Don't think I'd be able to sing it. Philadelphia Freedom. Must be a message in there for someone. All right, let's go. Let's get into the bonus read. 5 of Pentacles coming through. This card came up in the What's Cracking reading too. The 5 of Pentacles, when it's on its own, the card talks about feeling like you've been left out in the cold. Wow, okay, so it's bringing a lot of stuff through to me today. On its own, it really it stands as a card that sort of makes you feel like, you know, in the traditional tarot, it is standing outside a church. There are people inside the church. There are people who care. There are people who would give you that light, the shiner light. There is people that would be willing to help and support you. But where you're feeling at the moment is that you don't have that love, that support, that person, that place, whatever it is for you that's going to offer you back here what you are looking for. So it's like feeling this way when in fact you have lots of love and support around you, but you're feeling like you don't. So it sort of feels almost like a depression or a very strong sense of lack. All right, let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands. You've come to a crossroads. You have come to a crossroads, and what is happening here is there's this feeling of leaving something behind to move in a new direction. And I feel like for you, this leaving something behind is leaving you feeling lack, or feeling like you've missed out on something, or feeling like something has been taken away from you, that you're missing something. It could be a person. It could be that you're choosing to move in a different direction for work. It could be that you're moving away from family. You're leaving home. It could be that you're leaving a marriage. It's sort of this feeling of, I've got to take a new path. I know I need to move in a new direction, but you're sad about leaving something behind. But this is a new opportunity for here. All right, 10 of Wands. So you're putting some sort of burden down here, leaving something behind that makes you feel quite sad. Could be leaving a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio here. But for others of you, this could be a mother figure. So it's possible that you're pulling away from someone who you've perhaps had a really good relationship with up until now. You could be leaving home and feeling like you're going to miss your mum. It could be that you are perhaps choosing not to engage with someone anymore. Maybe you've realized that your life is going in a different direction. Some of you may be moving overseas or moving to different states and leaving family members behind. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords coming through here. Okay, all right. For some of you, you've taken or made a decision to move away from somebody here. You may have been sitting on the fence for a long while trying to work out what you wanted. And it's making you sad, but you are leaving someone behind and taking a new pathway. You're dropping a burden here. Possibly a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but the decision has been made now and you're now moving in a different direction. Something has come through here now to make you realize that what you were investing in or what you were doing has not brought you the result or the outcome that you wanted. All right, moving away. Six of Pentacles, no longer wanting to invest in something, realizing that maybe you've been breadcrumbed by this person. Maybe they have been using their power somewhat to tease you or give you hope, or they haven't been spreading the wealth fairly with the Six of Pentacles. I always think, particularly in this deck, it's like you've almost been, I want to say, begging for attention, begging to be noticed, begging to be seen, wanting someone to see you for your own value. But I feel here this person's been very self-centered, very selfish, and has hung on to something, not giving you maybe love. But you definitely feel like you can't do any more. So you're leaving it behind. So you may be dealing with someone who's quite narcissistic. You could have been dealing with someone who was in some way, shape or form abusing this connection with you, maybe abusing, you could be dealing with someone who's not emotionally available, someone who's very self-centered here. You could be dealing with someone who has an alcohol problem or a drug problem. This person's just taking no notice of you at all. When I look at this, it just is, there's a whole story just in those two cards. Just have a look at them. Someone's taken you for a bit of a ride here, whether this is a family member, a friend, a lover, a husband, a partner, a wife. Someone's taken you for a ride. And I feel like you're choosing to walk away and take a new direction. All right, so we have the Strength card coming through. You've got Capricorn and Leo here. And we have the Hanged Man. I feel like here you've seen something from a completely different perspective. You've had a wake-up call, big time. There is definitely this energy here of really coming to some sort of new awareness. Again, with the eagle here, actually looks more like a hawk. But this idea of looking things from a different perspective. And we have the sun here as well, which really sort of gives rise. Nice one, Yvonne. It gives rise to this idea that something's been lit up for you. Something's been shown to you here that you are going to see, or that you have already seen, which is showing you and giving you the strength now to move in a different direction. Perhaps you were sort of seeing this. Maybe you've been seeing this up until now. This energy of someone withholding from you. Maybe you've seen it for a very long time, but I want to say sometimes it's really hard to find the strength here to move in a different direction. But the universe is really encouraging you here to see this energy, the devil energy. You've been bound to something for a very long time. I wonder for some of you whether this is just a person, or whether this is you've been bound to doing things a certain way for a long time. Maybe you've been used to doing things a certain way for a long time. We have three major arcanas here. If I look at them the way I see them here, I wonder if you've changed a way of thinking yourself. Maybe you've dealt with some sort of energy here that you are letting go of. So it may be that you're choosing to move into a different direction because you're understanding here that the way you have done things in the past has not got you the results. Maybe you're tied to an old way of thinking, an old way of being conditioned. Maybe you've dealt with that. This is dealing with your shadow side. And maybe you've been able to see things in a very different perspective. Again, that story sits really clearly for me. So some of you are understanding some way of doing things. You may have been able to let go of codependence here. Maybe you have realized that, nothing's going to change if you keep doing it the same way. If you keep doing it the same way, it's going to just keep bringing you the same result. You need to do some healing, some inner work here, because I feel like the universe is revealing something to you. Okay, Whoa, big feeling in the pit of the stomach. Six of Swords, see, moving away. Definitely. All right, we have the Magician here. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Temperance. Look at the major arcanas coming through. Big moment for somebody here. Big moment. Sagittarius and Pisces represented here as well. Okay. What I see here is somehow you have started to realize something and you're moving away from something here. I feel like perhaps you've had, in this situation, you may have had a very low self-esteem, you may have had low confidence, you may have had the inability here to see that you had the power to do something about something. You've been bonded or stuck to something that really hasn't served you for a long time without actually realizing you have everything you need to move forward. Again, with the two ways to go here. So understanding now, I feel that you've brought some sense of balance in here. You've learned to balance your body, mind, and soul. You've seen your own value. You've seen you have all that you need to move forward, but you've been stuck in this very sort of negative energy here. But it's changing. It's changing for you. You're seeing something. Well, let's keep going. All right. So, oh my goodness gracious, we have the High Priestess. I'm almost scared to turn him over. With the Ace of Swords. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is seeing your truth. This is having your intuition so on point, you can see clearly now the direction to go in. If you've been stuck wondering what it was that was holding you back, why you kept putting yourself through these cycles time and time again, something is going to be shown to you here through your own intuition. Some sort of awakening that's going to bring you into this truth and set you on a new pathway. That is fantastic. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the last card. We're going to have a look at where we're coming from. I feel like there's this feeling here of being left out in the cold. This would make sense now, because what Spirit is saying here is you're making a change here. You're making a huge change. I look at the 5 Pentacles here and the 6 of Pentacles here. There is some sort of decision to move towards the Ace of Pentacles, stability, a new way of being, a new way of going. But it's uncomfortable for you because you feel like this is going to leave things behind. You're going to leave familiarity behind. You know that there's things around you to support you. You know that people love you, but this is an inner journey. It's not an outer journey. You are choosing here to move in a different direction. It doesn't matter what you're leaving behind here. It doesn't matter. You are focused on this journey and moving forward. You are putting down a burden of the past here, something that no longer serves you. And look, this guy's completely trapped in this whole energy. But the boat is sitting there, right? Isn't that powerful? So you're moving away from something. For some of you, it's a person. For others of you, this may be a family member. That sounds funny, actually. Let me just rephrase this. For some of you, this may be a romantic person, a connection, a partner, a husband, a wife. This is a connection for some of you. For others of you, this is something that represents something that you have been doing a certain way for a while. I feel that you've been trying to make this decision, but you haven't had the information. And I feel like the information is coming through for you now to see things in a very different way. Well, that card, look, it wants to sit there. That's just beautiful. All right, so what we have, I feel like some of you have been accepting far less than you deserve. It's clear. Whether this is at work, whether it's from a relationship, whatever it is, you've been accepting. You've almost been begging for someone to take notice of you. You've been trying to make someone, something see your value. And there is a realization here that the way you've been doing this for a long time is not netting you or yielding you the results that you want. You've learned that you now need to see things in a very different way. So maybe you've always done things from the perspective of being bound to an old way of thinking. This could be codependency. It could be some sort of addiction. We get addicted to people. But it's an addiction. It's an obsession. But some sort of obsessive behavior here that's kept you trapped. And you could be dealing with someone. You could have dealt with people who have been very controlling, narcissistic, emotionally unavailable. But there is a wake-up call here. The universe is bringing this into balance for you by showing you something here so you can see the way forward. I think it's an amazing reading. I love this energy. For me, this is just the most perfect energy. This is about really feeling that intuition and using your intuition to guide you forward. It's about really understanding who you are and where you're going. That was the card that was waiting to come out. End of a cycle. End of a way of being, ending ways of believing that do not serve you. And like the magician, all the tools are here for you. Everything is here for you. And I have to say, the world is another major arcana. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcanas in a 10 card reading. Something is being closed out for you here. But I feel that you are learning something here that's going to help you see things so differently to what you've seen them before. Something here is going to help you close out this cycle and walk away from something, someone, a way of being, a way of doing. It doesn't matter. You are life-changing here. You are moving in a completely different direction. Completely different. You will never do things this way again because you have now realized the value of self. Oh my goodness, I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm completely bewildered though because I don't know what card to pull from an oracle deck. I feel like I cannot compliment that. We'll go for the Starseed Oracle, I think. Rebecca Campbell's deck. I feel like it's just such a powerful reading. Stepping into your power. Oh my goodness, there you go. I can compliment the reading. I remember. Wow. Last time I pulled this card, I actually cried. It just was so powerful for me. Oh! Oh my goodness. I remember the soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Oh my goodness, that's just so powerful. All right, let's read. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will. And I don't believe we do, but I will read that anyway. And therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're most likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. Isn't it funny? Because how can it be free will if it was prearranged? Anyway. I believe I think quite differently. But anyway, I'm reading the card. I'll honour the author. You may find yourself at a crossroads. Yes, we worked that out. At a moment when you're being called to make a decision to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or choose the one less travelled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan, hence the Five of Pentacles. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through. It's all part of the larger plan. See, I find that really interesting. You're talking free will and then they talk about the larger plan. Okay, but I'm going to leave you with that because I think that was an incredibly powerful card to get on this reading. Because it's about remembering who you are. And some of you are remembering and now you're moving towards what is rightfully yours. And that's leaving behind your conditioning, your ideas, your ways of doing things. All of those things are being left behind here. Whatever you're walking away from was not yours to begin with. It's just there to teach you a lesson. Have a wonderful week.